What's up, everybody? It's your favorite extra with the speaking lines, favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Star Wars Black Series number 25 and 23, which is Dak Ralter and Toryn Far. They're both from Empire, which is my favorite of the set, and he was in the Snowspeeder with Luke, and she was like a communications person on the Hoth base, if you recall. Real quick before we even get started, I want to get to the little side note, which is the cool thing about Star Wars 3 3/4 figures, which is why it's one of my collections I just can't let go, is because they're so inexpensive. They're able to really flesh out the entire universe, where you get characters you would never get in any other kind of toy line. Like, can you imagine if Hot Toys approached it this way?
What's up? Skullface here, spokesman for Hot Toys. And today we are looking at the new Hot Toys life-size model. You may not recognize him, but this is Joe. And Joe is in the background of Winter Soldier 2 at the hot dog stand. Joe comes with many points of articulation, including a ball-jointed head, ball-jointed shoulders, hinged elbow, wrist on a ball joint, and each individual finger is completely articulated. Put you back here. Joe comes with accessories as well. If you notice him in the back of Winter Soldier, he's in the background ordering 2 hot dogs. So you can put him on your display space, articulate the fingers, place the hot dog in the hand, but wait, there's more. Joe comes with a recorded dialogue box where you pull the string on the back like Teddy Ruxpin.
How about some relish on them dogs?
And he can be yours for the low cost of $5,248.99. Shipping is extra on BBTS.
But as a result, we can really get all the little nuances and little collector pieces, which is cool. Accessory-wise, Dak comes with a helmet, a rifle, and a pistol. And Toryn comes with her signature headset and a pistol, because you can't have a boy's toy without a gun, right? And that's not me getting political. That's just me making a joke, so take it easy. So let's get into them one by one. So this is Dak, and Dak's a cool character in the movie, which is why I had to get him. But it's a shame that he's like just another rebel pilot. You get so many rebel pilots that it just becomes a little obnoxious. But the paint on the face is all good. The sculpt on the head is good. There's a little line detail in the I don't know what it's called, but the little flap they wear underneath their helmet that pilots wear. It's got this little piece of molded plastic here, is like the hood, which is nice, which I don't recall seeing in a whole lot of other ones. And then this top bit is molded on a different piece of plastic, and it's really well put together. They make good figures. So the black line is even in the 3 3/4, we're seeing an improvement. We'll do the accessories kind of at the end, in more detail. But head is on a ball joint. Nice painted work here, and this little pilot thing here, and then this is all soft plastic that plugs in, and very cool, this too. Arms are on a ball hinge, and then there is a ball hinge here as well that swivels at the bicep, and then a wrist swivel kind of at the glove, which is nice because it hides the seam, but you don't get any in and out wrist articulation, which is kind of the drawback. But what are you really going to do with this guy? Same on the other side. You got a ball joint that doesn't give you much. It acts more like a swivel for the diaphragm joint. Hips are on swivels. It's like the last toy line that still has swiveled hips. Ball hinges that swivel at the top for knees, getting you almost 90 degrees. And then ankle swivel and tilt, no rocker as usual. So nothing really new here, just kind of the same old stuff. The helmet does go on, and it goes on nicely. A lot of times when helmets go on figures, they look like too big. Do you know what I mean? But this actually applies quite nicely. No holster or anything for the pistol, which is kind of a shame. But he has 2 guns and he has 2 hands, so he's like Clint Eastwood of pilots, I guess. But and then you can also use the soft plastic here to kind of wrap it around, which is probably what I'll end up doing. The one thing is that there's not a lick of paint on the pistols as usual, which is kind of standard issue from the Star Wars line, but whatever. What are you going to do? They're only like $10, and if you look at all the little painted detail and little molded pieces that are done with a lot of care and thought. If you look at mine, those rebel symbols seem a little off to me. Like this one's a little bit lower than this one. But look at that. You just don't get that in a lot of toy lines. That's a lot of paint detail for a small figure. So yeah, pretty cool. In regard to Toryn, I have a paint mishap there on the forehead, just some brown paint that got away from it, but there's dry brushing there on the hair, and it's kind of willy-nilly, but it still gives you a little bit of depth, which is nice. We got this soft plastic coat, which is cool, and then tons of molded detail in the fabrics as usual. You know, the padding and everything, like it's really pretty good. Articulation's a little off on this one as compared to usual, but we'll get into that. Head is on a ball joint, standard issue. Ball hinged shoulders, ball hinged elbows with swivel at the bicep, and a swivel at the wrist on little dainty hands. Nice little paint apps there on the stripes. Same on the other side. Waist swivel, swivel hip joints, ball hinged knee, which swivel at the thigh, and then nothing below the knee, which is kind of a shame. It'd have been nice to have a little foot articulation in there. Nice sculpt on the face. Nice single paint apps. So this one doesn't have as much detail as, say, Dak, but still comes across pretty good. You don't need a whole ton of a lot with her, and I'm okay with it. I get the feeling that the Star Wars Black line, a lot of times that they put a lot of costs into like a mold like this, and then they kind of spread it a little thin on the other molds, and kind of the cost of the whole line end up paying for the details on one set. So in regards to her accessories, her earphones do go on really well. A lot of times I feel like stuff like this doesn't go on exceptionally well, but this does. And then she holds her pistol. Just wait for it, the anticipation. Pretty good. Mine's a little bent up here in the trigger department, the trigger guard, but I don't know. Let's see if I can't get it in there better. The grip on it is a little large for her like extremely dainty hands. I'm guessing the pistol's been used before, so she doesn't hold that great. She will hold it. It just takes some finesse. It takes some doing, but she will hold it, and that's that. So they're good figures. They're great toys. Hasbro does a really good job with these Star Wars 3 3/4 figures. Like, there's been constant improvement. If you're a collector of them, you know that the great thing about them is that it offers such a wide array of characters, and you don't have to get every character of every wave, because how many Darth Vaders do you really need? How many Luke Skywalkers do you really need? You know, you kind of get one in each outfit and you're done, which is nice. And then every now and then you can update one or two, depending on if the rest of the wave is interesting and new. You know, if you're not going to get but one figure out of a wave, then you can kind of get, a new Vader and just spice it up a little bit, which is awesome. It's the allure of the set. They're made well, and they're interesting, and they're definitely fan motivated, which is a pleasure, especially when dealing with Hasbro. This is probably the only two of this wave that I'm going to get. I'm contemplating getting the Rees. I just haven't decided yet. If I see them, I'll probably end up picking them up. But I wanted to definitely talk about these two guys and, recommend them if you're in the market. Good stuff. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.